Hi guys! Today I'm here to talk about something we love, we hate, and we love to hate. Sugar. So I am going to be the first to admit that I have a major sweet tooth. Salty foods really do not do it for me, but I love the sweets. I could never eat another potato chip in my life and be totally fine, but there is no way that I am ever giving up cookies or brownies. Just because I love sweets does not mean that I can't enjoy them. I just have to keep myself in check as to how often I'm eating them and how much of them I'm eating. Heck, I am never going to be one to completely give up or bash sugar. I never want you to give up your favorite treats either. I just want to share the effects of eating too much sugar with you. Before we get started, let's talk about what exactly is sugar. In 2 words, sugar is a simple carb. It's quickly absorbed into our bloodstreams and can cause a quick spike in your blood sugar. We all know that it's found in cookies, ice cream, and brownies. But did you know that added sugar is found in almost all processed foods? Cereals, pasta sauce, soup, crackers, salad dressings, and even bread contain added sugars. Let's check out this example. So I got this at the grocery store here, a can of soup. By looks, you might think it's pretty healthy because right here it says healthy request, and it's got chicken in it, so you've got protein, and it says whole grain pasta. Cool. So really quickly, as by now you probably know, I'm not a big fan of calorie counting. That can be saved for a different video, but let's quickly glance at this label. So the amount of sugar we see is right here. There are 3 grams of sugar. We have right up here, 2 servings per container in this jar or this can. So if we do the math, that means this can has 6 grams of sugar in it. Based on the fact that I am a woman, I don't want to eat more than about 25 grams of sugar a day. This little guy, which again, we might think right here, is healthy, contains over 20% of our daily value of sugar. Yikes. Current research suggests that the average American consumes between 150 to 170 pounds of sugar every year. To put this in perspective, 130 pounds of sugar is equal to eating 1,767,900,000 Skittles every single year. Yikes, that is a lot of sugar. As we just learned too from the can of soup, the issue isn't always in the cookies, brownies, and ice cream, but also in the processed foods. Okay, now that we've talked about what sugar is, what happens to our bodies when we eat too much of it? First off, it probably comes as no surprise that eating too much sugar can lead to some serious weight gain. There's also a slew of other health issues, though, that can happen. First off, eating too much sugar increases your risk of heart disease and tooth decay, even if you aren't overweight. A recent study published in the JAMA Internal Medicine suggests that people who consume more than 25% of your daily calories from sugar are twice as likely to die from a heart attack than those who consume less than 10% added sugar. Again, this does not mean that 25% of these people's calories were coming from the cookies, the brownies, and the ice cream. Most of the sugar found in these people's diets in the study came from the processed foods, the salad dressings, the frozen meals, the soups, and the crackers. A second issue with eating too much sugar is that most sugary foods don't really contain any real nutrients. Think about your favorite sugary food. I will be the first to admit brownies are probably my favorite. Is there a significant amount of vitamins, minerals, or fibers in these foods? I think about brownies. Probably not. Basically, lots of us are wasting daily calories on foods that have little to no nutrients that our bodies need, crave, and want. Let's go back to my little can of soup here. So aside from the sugar we looked at, there's a ton of salt in here, which our bodies need a little bit of, but probably not this much. I mean, if we did the math, almost 40% of our sodium or salt intake is found in this can of soup. If we look at the vitamins, sure, there's 20%, so 40% vitamin A, which is good, but there is no vitamin C, no iron, barely any calcium, and where is it? Dietary fiber, 1 gram, there's barely any fiber. For a can of soup that, contains almost 20% of our sugar and 40% of our sodium, that's really not many nutrients to get out of it. Lastly, I hate to admit this, but eating too much sugar accelerates the aging process. No matter whether you're a woman, a man, old, young, tall, short, no one ever wants to age quicker than we already are. Would you agree? Today's current research suggests that eating too much sugar leads to sagging skin. Here's why. The sugar we eat attaches itself to proteins that are already in our blood through a process called glycation. These new molecules contribute to a loss of elasticity within your skin, which results in sagging skin. It's kind of a vicious cycle too. The more sugar you eat, the more the sugar bonds to the proteins, the more our skin sags. So, how do we deal with the sugar epidemic, and what are the biggest takeaways from today's sugar talk? First, if you eat mostly whole foods most of the time, I'm talking about fresh veggies, fruits, proteins, whole grains, you can absolutely 100% enjoy your favorite foods. As I just mentioned, I love brownies. A couple of weeks ago, it was my birthday. Guess what? I enjoyed an awesome cupcake. No, you can't eat them every day. And no, I don't recommend you get an extra large serving size, but they can become a regular part of your diet 5 to 10% of the time. As we learned, try not to waste your daily sugar intake on these processed foods. Save the sugar calories for the treats that we know and love. Second, if you're craving sugar, which happens to all of us, you can trick yourself by drinking naturally sweetened tea. My favorite tea is peppermint, but you can also try chai or cinnamon tea. Or if you really want a sweet treat, try to grab a snack that's naturally sweetened, such as your favorite fruit. Lastly, final piece of advice. If you're constantly craving sweets, I recommend brushing your teeth or keeping some sugar-free mint gum on hand. I can almost guarantee from my own experience, when your mouth is feeling minty fresh, you do not want to put anything sugary inside. That concludes today's Sugar Talk. If you have any questions, tag me in the Facebook group or shoot me a quick email. I'm always curious, what was the biggest takeaway that you took from today's talk? Thanks so much and talk to you soon.